been living in Bonn for the past 13 years, and this is the first time I come to Weber's Cafe. I don't know why, simply because I just hadn't seen it, but it's an amazing cafe. Now, from the beginning of this video, you can tell that this video is about the iPhone, and we're going to talk about how you can achieve some cinematic looks, but mostly focusing on some fundamentals of lighting, okay? And you would need at least an iPhone 15 Pro for this to have the Apple ProRes 10-bit. So if you don't have an iPhone 15 Pro, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. I'm kidding. So iPhone 15 or iPhone 16 will help you achieve what we're trying to achieve if you follow these basic fundamental lighting rules. Now, everything you saw at the beginning, shot with Anna in that beautiful location. Let's get to it. Let me show you how we got it done, okay? Stay tuned.
Always had a way to make it work and find another route. Always had a way to make it work and find another route.
I'm a sucker for creating or recreating cinematic scenes from things that inspire. And I've always believed that location plays a huge role in that.
Now, I live in a semi-modern apartment here in Germany, and when it comes to filming cinematic stuff in a modern place, it's a little bit challenging, wouldn't you say? Now, I've also been filming in this place for the past 3 years, and I've pretty much done everything I could with these white walls. Now, I want something a little bit more rigid, vintage, if you say. But how do you find something like that here in Germany when you want to film something and you don't know anybody who owns like a vintage home? Let's ask Michelle. What do you say? Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Can I call you Michelle?
Sure, you can call me Michelle. What's on your mind today?
I got this project coming up. It's about filming some cinematic shots in a vintage place with the iPhone 16 Pro. I don't know where to start. You think you can help me with that?
Absolutely, I can help with that. Have you looked at Airbnbs? They sometimes have vintage listings.
How come I didn't think of that?
So I headed to Airbnb, and I had no idea Airbnb had a filter for historic homes. So I searched for these vintage homes within a 100-kilometer radius to my place, and a whole lot of places showed up. I sent them one simple message. Hey, I would like to create a video at your beautiful place. I don't need to stay over. In exchange, I'll give you some great content. Would you be down to collaborate? Surprisingly, about 50% of them replied on a positive note. I ended up picking one of them, belonged to a name guy, Frank, who was really excited about my idea. So I called Frank, and I was like,
Hi, Frank. Perfect. See you on Thursday. Let's go to Belgium.
So Frank's castle was located maybe about 1 kilometer away from the German-Belgian border, and it took us about an hour to get there. And Frank was super nice and welcoming. This is the name of his Airbnb if you ever wanted to see what it feels like to sleep over in a 350-year-old home. And man, we got in, and the first impressions of this place, we were just blown away by its beauty. The furniture, the old paintings, and the home decor was just out of this world. It's beyond my expectations. Even Hero was excited.
And we're gonna pick our shot because that's always the first thing that we do. We pick the shot and then we light it. Anna's getting ready, makeup and hair being done right now. So let me go and show you the beautiful billiard room right across from here. Look at this place, Rafa. Look at these, I don't know if you can see the texture. It's like this painting on a canvas, you see? God knows how old this is. So right now, we have this main source of light coming here and another one here, right? So you can see that, right? But if Rafa was to expose for outside, Rafa, do that. So this is it. Now you're exposed. Now this is where we want to introduce the lights.
Smoking rooms, wherever you are. It's just about closing time.
So
just going over the basics of the first shot that we have. Like I said, like this big room has 3 windows here, and I'm using this light to make it like that this light is coming from this window. And as you can see in the shot right here, without this light, everything is dark because we're trying to expose for the windows. And once we do that, she's completely dark. And with this situation, we have her lit up, a little bit of fog, and that's it. I'm only using one light, and I have the C100 from ZHIYUN is the only light that we're using here. I love the fact that I can control the beam. We do these 2 little curtains, close it down, open it, super easy to use, very powerful for a semi-tube light, if you will. All right, so for this setup, I'm not doing anything crazy. All I'm doing is amplifying the light coming from these 2 windows. That's it, literally. I just have this light mounted up, coming down, and I got this light, and when I'm filming, Rafa is making this thing soft, so there's no hard shadows on her face, because the light that's coming, it's cloudy outside, there's light coming, and the light is super soft. It doesn't make sense for her to have harsh shadows on her face. That's why we are doing this the way we're doing it. It's important that it's soft. That one really doesn't matter because it's like a rim light. It's lighting the back of her head. It's like a hair light, and it's at 25%. It could even be a little bit less powerful, but this is it. This is the setup that we have for this specific shot, okay? All right, so here we are in our second location, which is just a room across from the billiard room. And the setup here that we have is, because we don't have any direct sunlight, I've put the ZHIYUN G300 on a big stand outside to emulate the sun rays coming in. Of course, we have to fill up the room with some fog to get this effect. Now, I'm gonna try to put some candles in here, not necessarily to light her, you know, just to give some color into this image. And I have a C100 setup here, bouncing off the wall, 100%, full illumination at 100%. So I get this really nice light. So the middle side is shadow, we got light coming from there, and the left side of her face is being beautifully lit. So I wanted to create some color contrast for this picture. I am using 3 C100s from ZHIYUN. One is in the other room behind us with a really cool color. One is kind of separating the wall from her orange hair and the orange light here, which is kind of a coolish, I think it's around 6,000 Kelvin, just hitting the wall from the side. Over here, for her moonlight, I have the C100 set on effects, on candle mode, 20%, and I can close these curtains. You see, if I open them, what happens? And then I close it, and it's just on her. Added a little bit of fog, not so much for this one, and that is pretty much all she wrote, all right? Okay, take a break, step away from the fire if you want to cure your eyes. So we got this, we're losing the light as we speak right now. But we have the fire, C100 over there. It's got a little vertical honeycomb that I'm using it to kind of not let the light spill on the floor here and make it sound look natural. That is coming from the fire. We threw a bunch of C100s in the rooms in the background to get some lights going, and that is pretty much it for this scene.
Good day, everybody. My back is still a little bit sore from yesterday. Now, I still haven't got a chance to look at the footage that we shot yesterday, but you have, because you've seen the beginning of this video, and I haven't. Now, how does that make sense? I don't know, but usually when I get home from a day of shoot, I have to get behind my computer, throw a couple of, clips up here, do a little bit of grading and check it out what it looks like. And normally that's what I do, but I didn't do that because I was like, let's, you and me, do it together when I wake up. So I waited so I can wake up so we can do this together. So let's do it now, all right? I just want to walk you through my workflow. I want to pick one of my favorite shots that I think I remember from yesterday, which was, I think, this one. Okay, let's have a look at this, right? Let me just show this to you ungraded. The first thing I do, I just have my, converter LUT that I throw on here, just like that. Oh my God, stop. Shit's hot. This looks so good. Oh my God. Why does this look so much better than the iPhone 15 Pro? Because there hasn't been any updates, right? As far as I'm concerned, other than the 120 frames in 4K, the iPhone 16 Pro hasn't improved. But then why does this look better? Oh, I think I know why. It's because I've improved, my friend. In the past year, I've worked really hard to improve my lighting and cinematography, and that's why this footage looks better. All jokes aside, let's dive in. All right, let me just kind of quickly go over some of the elements that's helping this footage to be as cinematic as it is. First and foremost, I think it's the Apple ProRes Log 10-bit, which is the foundation that is necessary for a certain clip to look like this. Second of it is lighting, because I explained in the video how I'm using these lighting setups. The location plays a huge part of this picture to be pretty, There's the fog, and there is the anamorphic lens and the Pro Mist. So these are like kind of cherries on the top to, go forward and achieve what we have achieved here. Talking about lighting, this brings us to the sponsor of this video, ZHIYUN, all right? This, as you saw in the video, this guy right here was the light that we use for pretty much all the shots that we created. Now, this thing, first and foremost, feels a bit heavy, but the build of it is just amazing. Like, it just feels like a well-built, expensive light. They're small, they're compact. You can, put them in any corner you want to, and they're not gonna take a lot of place. This honeycomb helped to prevent the spill the light on the floor and the fire scene outside, which made it look really natural. And all in all, I think just the light itself, it's a good buy. I think you get it for 330 euros, if I'm not mistaken, here in Germany. All right, I already told you why I like these lights. I will leave the links for you guys in the description for you to get it. I saved one last cool shot and one last breakdown for the end of this video. Check it out. Just wrapped up the last scene of the day, and this was the wonderful kitchen. As you can see, we had to take advantage of it. Now, here, what I wanted to do is to create another color contrast, and we put the 1C100 here and 1C100 here on 6,500 Kelvin, and I am putting the third C100 with a honeycomb so the light doesn't spill anywhere else. And I wanted a really soft light coming down on her face. And this is in 2600 or 2800, really warm, bouncing off the wall, as you can see. Just coming here, creating that color contrast. None of this light is spilling on the walls here. It just separates her from the background. Threw a little bit of fog in there, and I'm shooting with the anamorphic just to give it that little bit of the cinematic. So that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Rafa. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Aram. And thank you, John, for being so wonderful and helping us through this day. And we got about an hour and a half to drive back home. Ciao.